I'm Julie de John Kenarton. I'm very proud to be a third level instructor of feel. Today we're in sunny Italy, but for those of you who don't speak Italian, I'm going to answer a few questions in English.
Okay, Julie, what is feel?
Feel is a school of training based on full and continuous communication with the horse. Behind me, this is feel. They are feel.
Okay, but in more detail.
It's a form of equitation with full awareness and respect of the horse as a whole. It's the study of efficient and non-coercive communication techniques developed on both rider and horse. A language, a modus operandi, which is initially developed in work on the ground, as in more traditional orthology, and is then further developed in the saddle. It's in the saddle that the true potential of this method can be seen.
Work in the saddle for which disciplines?
Well, all disciplines. Olympic disciplines, working equitation, or simply for the pleasure of being with your own horse. Our pony school, for example, is achieving considerable results. Behind me, you can see our instructors. Some are working on the bit with their horse, some have just got a head collar, and some are working with a combination of both. They all have different types of horses, and they all compete in different types of disciplines. They compare their experiences and sensations with the aim of enriching their cultural background and then put it at the disposal of others. This is feel, a sharing of awareness and a constant search for routes which efficiently lead towards the horse.
Can we define feel as an open school?
Absolutely, to everything and to everyone. The field technique is never dogmatic, but it's open and in continuous evolution, which often leads to considerable changes dictated by new discoveries and experiences while maintaining its roots in the past. Above all, any change is only adopted when its efficiency is noticed in the field by numerous people and with different horses.
So, is it a technique which can resolve numerous problems?
Well, no, not at all. It's a technique aimed at not creating problems, and that is completely different. If one understands what leads to problems and misunderstandings, one simply avoids it and cultivates instead all that really goes towards the horse. This is what the technique is based on, finding motivating ways for both rider and horse to execute. Knowing how to execute in equitation, and especially knowing how to make your horse execute, is everything.
Hence, to execute but with calm.
Well, yes, the horse is calm when he's grazing or in the pauses between exercises. During work, the ideal state of the horse is one of lively, attentive and active collaboration. Often the two get confused and then one falls into the trap of non-execution. The feel school tries to find useful instruments in the search for expressive and active lightness.
The advent of ethology has hence brought and continues to bring greater awareness?
Well, yes and no, in the sense that ethology can only partly resolve the issues of modern equitation.
Why?
Well, because ethology can provide a very powerful method for interaction between man and horse, but in addition to expressive awareness, one also needs an equestrian culture. In particular, an understanding of how a horse functions at a biomechanical level and with careful evaluation of its morphology. Every exercise or activity must be aimed at that individual horse, in that individual exercise and at that particular moment.
It seems quite complicated.
Well, yes, but it's more complicated if it's ignored.
In what way?
Because even on an ethological basis, coercion is coercion. When it's done with awareness, it may perhaps, and I underline perhaps, be acceptable. Otherwise, it will inevitably lead to misunderstanding opposition and to those famous difficult horses which, if understood, should in reality not exist.
So, how could we sum up the field technique?
Firstly, that everything would be much simpler if one didn't create problems rather than trying to solve them. Having said that, I would mention understanding, both expressive and mechanical, and then implementation and practice through sharing of personal experience. And that is what all our field instructors are doing now.
Do you still think that that is not complex?
No, absolutely. Complexity has no part in good equitation. I simply want to say that if one creates problem upon problem based on misunderstanding, one unleashes a chain of opposing reactions which make equitation really difficult. Good equitation must be simple for everyone. It only needs to be understood.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.